All right, don't you know? Don't you know? Welcome to a edition of the Trip Bucks podcast. Flying solo tonight. Coach Bex is taking a break from the show tonight to get some well needed rest. So just you get me tonight, everybody. But we got a big event coming up. Obviously everybody's been asking about it, been talking about it. Going to throw it up on the screen this Saturday, October 5th, Holly Dele Serena, Camden County Warriors versus New Jersey State Troopers. We've been talking about it, and we're gonna dedicate a couple episodes this week to talking about the event. And what better way to talk about the event than to get a couple of players on to talk about it? We got two of my good friends from the UHL. I'm super pumped to have them on. We're gonna have John Hood. Johnny Boy's having a little Wi-Fi issue, so he'll be popping in and out, and I'm sure he'll be popping at the right time. But but the star of the star of the show, the main attraction, we got my main man, my good friend Desi, to join us, and we're gonna get him in here right now. The one and only, the New York Rangers fan of them all. So much of a fan that his name is actually New York Rangers on Facebook. My main man Desi, number
Yeah.
78. Welcome to the show, brother.
Well, thanks for having me, Frankie. Thanks for having me, bud. I've never
I'm
done
so,
nothing like this. It's pretty cool.
I'm so pumped up because, like, since day one, you've been like one of my favorite people I ever gotten to encounter in the U. And shout out to the UAHL, by the way. Great league. Love playing over there. Looking forward to making my debut this season. But yeah, I mean, you've always supported the show, and what better way to get you on to talk about the big game? But before we get into the big game, let's talk a bit about you. All right, because let me tell you something. I've seen you play. I haven't been on the ice against you yet, and I do am pretty pumped up for that day. But your game, dude. All right, we're gonna learn about, like, how you got into it, and a little bit of the background. But dude, talk about not taking a shift off, Desi. Good lord, you fly around every single shift. I think that people want to know, how do you do it, and where can we all get a little bit of that?
That's a good
But yeah, talk
question.
a little bit about your game of the hockey, man, like how you got into it, and we'll put some
Sure.
comments up on the screen as well.
Absolutely. Well, I grew up, I was lucky enough to grow up in a little town called, well, it's not little, it's actually a big town called Hamilton. My local
The
block,
Blueberry Town. The Blueberry
yeah,
Town.
my local block had about 5 or 6 hockey players in it. We had 3 brothers that all played hockey. My best friend Kevin, who had 2 parents that were like, I think professional figure skaters or roller hockey inline, skaters. And we
Mm-hmm.
would legit play like roller hockey probably from like sun up to sundown every single day. Like I never knew how to actually play roller hockey. So
Just the
like,
old roller hockey, man. That's how it
yeah,
all starts.
like I
How it all starts.
my mom and dad got me a pair of CCM tacks, like the old school, like, I think John LeClaire looking tacks.
I have the old mission violers,
I
and
had a
speaking,
pair of missions too, dude. So
they were
it's
the
like,
best. And speaking of mission, it's been a mission to get him on and staying on. Let's get him in. He's in the back right now. Let's get him on stage as well. Our good friend John Hood. Now, I met Johnny. I mentioned you got a little Wi-Fi issue that you'll be coming in and out of the show, but good to have you
Fingers
back, brother.
crossed.
there
Welcome
he
Appreciate
is,
it.
back.
manhood, the most
What's going on,
dedicated
guys?
goalie in the UAHL.
Dude, he plays everywhere. He
My man
literally.
John has a warm up routine that rivals an NHL goaltender. Let me tell you something. You can ask Liz, my wife. I get to the rink at least an hour early. The only person that beats me there is Hood, which is good because I know what locker room we're in. He's
He's a
got his
stretcher.
headphones on, and he's just like throwing this ball at the wall. And it's like we get in this like routine of like, I'm very friendly and I like to joke around a lot, but when it's game
Yeah,
time, man, it's time. It's time to get down.
it's time to handle business, and you guys definitely know how to handle business. And I'll tell you what's really know how to handle business. The comments here, and we're going to jump to a few of them now. We got our main man John Ortiz. Walmart Wi-Fi for hoodie. Yeah, we got to work on that. We got to work on that Wi-Fi.
Pedro's a legend.
Katie's jumping in. Yay, Desi. We got a few yay Desis. This
Yeah.
dude is the star of the show, making his debut. Hey,
Yeah.
Desi. We got
That's
good
awesome.
friend Bobby Condon. Someone get Frank some sleeves. Jesus. Well, first of all, I knew who I was coming on with. John Hood. Not only is he the most handsome guy in the U, but he's probably the most biggest.
Yeah,
We,
look at that
we got
jersey.
Desi, who's just ripping muscle. I got to do so. I got to be intimidated on this show somehow. So,
Yeah,
Bobby, got Liz checking in the trifecta. And of
yes.
course, John checking in Tiger Bomb. Thanks everybody for checking on the comments as we start to dive into the show. So, Desi, let me ask you. So did you when you started playing competitive hockey? Was it like before high school, or was high school like one of the
Yeah,
first like things
no,
you got
it
to
was
get into?
before high school. I started with a team called the Lawrence Flames. I think a lot of kids in my area, they either go like one or two ways. They go with the Mercer Chiefs or the Lawrence Flames. That's how it was back in the day.
Yeah,
It seems like the Chiefs kind of like have dominated since then.
yeah.
Like my sister's friend Lisa, she's got her son Zach's a superstar. He
Okay,
played. The
little
middle son
superstar.
plays, and it's like all her kids play. They go all over the place. But yeah, so I started playing for the Lawrence Flames, and then kind of climbing the ranks there, and then I got my best friend Kevin on my team, who was a year older than me, who wore the number 99 because he's that
So
guy.
corny. I always wonder when people put on the number.
We
We don't have
no,
any 99s in our
we
league,
had
and I
two
wish I could keep it that way.
we had two number 99s on one team. Okay,
Stop it. Hoodie, what's
and
your opinion on that? I want to hear Hoodie's opinion on that one. What do you think about the 299s?
dude,
As long as you can live up to it. I mean,
so
there's a lot of goalies that wear number 30 for Brodeur. So, I mean, and he's one of the
Okay.
greatest of all time. So,
You
as long
got
as your
Brad
game
rocking
can back it up.
you got
so
Brad rocking the Crawford. You know what I mean?
here's the kicker.
Yeah, yeah.
Both of these number 99 jerseys had a C on it, right? Because the one kid came from the year up, he was playing up, and the other kid was also the captain, and they're on the same ice at the same time. And
Dude,
they're
I'm
both
done.
C on the jersey.
That's
So you
What's
had a lot of
hysterical.
leadership.
Yeah,
yeah,
tons of leadership.
yeah, tons of leadership, all right. So yeah, I was playing there, had a good time. Then I went
Good.
on to AA Princeton because I always had like an affinity being really close to Princeton University. Like
Yeah.
I had like the pipe dream of playing D1 there, and I loved Baker Rink, and I was just obsessed with it. So I did that in high school, and I knew I started to wanted to play juniors. Like I was thinking of like either like going and playing I was like at the time, this was the early 2000s. The junior leagues were pretty rough. So like
Yeah.
I stayed in high school, kept playing, was the captain there, ended up being the MVP, and you know, it was funny because our high school team, Nottingham, we weren't that good, and it
I've
was
been
really
there. I've been on some 3-13 teams. My freshman year at Father Judge,
yeah,
actually.
it was frustrating because I want to get points, and it was tough. And the team, as hard as they worked, it was tough to put up a lot of points. And then we had this all-star competition, right? So we had this all-star competition where the Trenton Titans play, which is
That's sweet.
I don't know what it's called now, Sovereign Bank Arena or Pure
Yeah,
Auto
yeah.
Insurance. Whatever.
They're like lower team. They're right
So
below like
we're
their
like
AHL
around the
teams.
same age, the three of us. I saw a video once of this guy. His name was Robbie Shrimp, right? He used to
I'm
wear the
sure.
old school graphs, and it was the first time I ever saw the lacrosse move. This was like 2000, right? When he picked it up and he did like the dipsy doodles.
Oh yeah, yeah. Johnny does that all the time.
I took that move seriously and started working on it every single day, right? So
You're,
we're dead last in the league. Dead last in the league, right? This all-star game comes up. It's breakaway competition. I pulled this move off, right? And it actually worked where I just spin around and throw it at the net. And the guy, I don't even know, can we curse on this thing? Like
you can curse. Yeah, you're fine.
the guy that writes in the newspaper, like I didn't even go, the puck didn't even go in the net, bro. It missed by like 3 feet. The guy wrote about it in the newspaper. And when I saw that the next day, I was like, holy
Your head
shit.
was probably as big as can be. That
Yeah.
That's
So it was,
quite a story. So yeah. Finish this one up because I want to get the hoodie too.
yeah, no. So, I went on to play juniors. I played for a team called the Tri-State Selects. It was in the Empire
Okay.
Junior League. And at the time, the closest teams to us were the Hershey Bears, New York Apple Corps, I believe,
Mhm.
like the Hitmen, stuff like that. And the
Yeah.
Titans were doing their own thing in a different league at the time. And you know, I remember my first practice. It was the day after, because I had already made the team, got a contract in April. I didn't leave high school yet. And it was the day after graduation, and I wore a half visor, and the coach comes up to me, and he goes, I knew this was a bad sign from the beginning. He's like, you wear that, you better be ready to throw down, you know? And I'm like thinking, what the hell is, like, I knew what the hell he meant, but I'm like, all right, like this could get a little chaotic, So his son, Dan Berkery, was like probably the greatest fucking fighter I've ever seen in junior hockey, dude. He ended up playing with us. This kid never lost a fight, Frankie. Like,
Wild.
he always had your back. So I'm playing there. It was going good, and I think I was playing in a like a showcase tournament in Boston. And if
Yeah.
anyone knows played with me, I think part of my game is specialty is killing penalties. And I got kind of
Just
like,
you're flying out there, dude. Your part of your game is just not taking a shift off.
yeah.
I
So
mean, I've seen you play.
I was looking at two schools. It was UMass Boston or Sacred Heart. And, I had the pipe dream of wanting to play D1. I probably should have went to UMass Boston. That rink was right on the water, but my mom got freaked out because at the time they didn't have dorms on campus, and she probably thought I'd be having way too much fun in Boston, or I'd be
Well, you
just
probably
probably
would have.
getting my ass kicked. And so I went to Sacred Heart, and I tried my best. It was like, really hard. Like Division I hockey
Yeah.
is just, it's insane, dude. There's no other way to put your finger on it. You have to have like everything. Like you have to have speed. You have to have smarts. You have to have a hard as hell shot, and you have to be able to play the game all around. Like I got there thinking like I was hot shit because I could play.
Oh, it's a whole nother animal, Des. I mean, but you play your game like that, and the kind of playing at that level is still incredibly high, and and then obviously that transitions into like just learning that skill and like kind of how you play on the ice, and just to kind of get Hoodie's touch on this too. And welcome back, Hoodie. It's good to have you back here, brother. Now you're the goal. You're our goaltender. You're the goaltender in the league, and I had you on last season. Finished second in the ratings, by the way. Well done. From a goaltender standpoint of just like like I said, we've gotten to know you a little bit from coming on the show. Playing against a guy like Desi, whether you guys played against each other, which I'm sure he's had, but playing against a guy like him, like, is it tough to defend? Like, just because he just takes no shifts off, like, how is it like getting that mindset like right, like, all right, this dude's gonna be flying around every single second of the play.
Well, I met Desi at Open Hockey, and from his stories of his childhood up till now that he was just talking about, it sounds like he could never hit the net on a breakaway. So as long as he's going on a breakaway from a goalie standpoint, we're good because it's not going in the net; it's going wide.
That is, there's some truth to that. There's some. I'll be honest with you. The more fancy I try something, it actually works instead of just trying to come in easy and just put the puck in the fucking net. Like like I said, it was. I don't want to take over your show, so let Hood go ahead.
Yeah, we got some comments here. I'll just throw them up because we're loading up with comments. I just want to make sure we get to everybody before we get to you, Desi. Our good friend Tom O'Connor ran into Tom actually at a Dashboard Confessional show recently. I made that post and we ran into each other and we were talking it up. I can't wait to. Thanks for checking in, my guy. Everybody's just saying hi. We got Santora checking in. Look at these three schmoes, brother. Thanks for checking in. Kay Jones, Desi is a legend.
Yes, Weeble.
Everybody's just checking in. My star adult pupil at Spartan, the Tinderwolf who netted the game winner at Summer Series, and Frankie. I'll take it.
Brian, I'll tell you what,
Hey, my guy.
Talk about. Can I just say something real quick? How blessed I am. Okay.
Yeah, sure
We got
thing.
Hood, we got Tyler and Santora, right? Let me tell you something about each one of them. Okay. Hood is like you look at him and it's like he's like sound, like he's like in his own zone, like he's there, he's back there, he's got your back. Like Tyler, like he's sometimes I feel bad because he'll get left out to dry, and that's none of our doing. We're trying as hard as we can, but this like our record last year was like 11-1. Tyler was a
You guys
humongous.
killed it last year, which is why I'm surprised you guys kind of shit the bed in the playoffs. And
Yeah, Tyler was a
and
friend.
used to as well, the juggernauts. You guys were the
Yeah,
top two teams, and you guys got
I know.
Yeah,
I wanted to play him, and we lost. Both of us lost to like the last seeded team in the playoffs. Which
damn
shout out
Sugar Bush.
the
because
Bucks, man.
they're a great
It's,
bunch of they're a great
they
bunch of
just
gals.
they just got a nice goalie too, and we'll be coming on this week, and we'll be talking about. But
Well, that's
Santora
what
now
I'm
is
saying.
the
Segueing
attendee.
into. So this that I played in a summer tournament, and Santor reached out to me. I don't know when, like May or June or what the hell, I can't forget. But this dude played so nasty in this tournament. I mean, I'll
He
tell you,
killed
Frank,
it.
he must have got shut out, like outshot by like 40 shots. And I'm like, dude, we're playing some good teams, man. Like they had that kid Nico out there. He was nasty. Like, and
Yeah,
we're
the
so we're
summer
playing,
series was impressive.
bro. It
I
was
know that
like
Crawl was a part of that too. John,
it
did you
was
play in that? Did you play in the summer series, John?
Nah, I didn't. I needed some time off. I'm
You
old.
got some time off.
yeah,
Yeah,
no,
yeah.
all of them stand on their head. I mean, I'm blessed as a Warrior that any goalie we have is like at the top of their game because all three of them are pretty damn awesome. That's all. I just wanted to throw it out there.
I love that. I love the plug, and it kind of transitioned into you know, like playing in the U. And we'll start with you, John. Like I know that you're back in the U. You were with the Juggernauts last year. Had an incredible year. We were talking to you in the midst of just like a hot streak that you were on. You were the hottest goalie in the league. We're early in the season. How are things looking? I know that you just beat the Trops recently. So, well, that's
Yeah,
there. Talk to me.
we had a game. We had a game last night against the Invaders, free agent team from last year, and they've
Okay.
improved. So we ended up winning 4-1. So
Nice,
we're
bro.
2-0, and we got some time off, which is good because I have the charity game Saturday. I'm
We
really
damn right
sore,
we
so I
do.
need a little time to recover and stuff like that. But it was a good
Good.
tune up to get ready for the charity game. So
Yeah, we
yeah,
can't wait for it.
we're looking for some redemption. Last year we finished second behind Dad Bods. Same amount of wins, but they had I think or same amount of points, but they had more wins. But both eliminated by the damn Sugar Bush. So
Yeah,
I know that's crazy.
I do.
yeah,
It's like I was snake bitten in that playoff game. The game before, so we played them the last game of the year, and I was like on fire, dude. And I'm like, you know what? Like, goes to show you, stay out of your own head. I want to get to the rest of my hockey career too, Frankie, before we get done. So
Yeah, we will, and then and then obviously we'll dive into the Utah. But go ahead, playing for Sacred Heart, and then tell us a
yeah,
little bit more about it.
so it was like really tough to get into the lineup. They scout guys every year, and then you red shirt and you scout and you red
Yeah,
shirt. It's like, dude, I had to be real with myself. Like, am I gonna stay here and ever play, or am I gonna go on and have fun? So like, I ended up leaving, and I transferred to a team called NJIT. It's like in North Jersey,
yeah.
and
Mm-hmm.
I'll tell you what, dude. If I knew what I knew now, I would have. It was awesome. Like the first year we were kind of trash, but the second year they built the Prudential Center and we're playing in it at the practice rink and we're packing the stands, bro. It's getting crazy. And the greatest thing about that was this, man. Like not only was I think the second year I put up like almost 30 goals. I can't remember exactly. I tried to look up the stats for you and I couldn't even
Couple
find it.
goals.
You
Couple
know,
goals.
I got to meet Liz, my wife. So that's where I
That's
met Liz
awesome.
at NJIT.
Oh, that's awesome. At
I
the
had a
rink.
dude tell me, he goes to me, he goes, "You're not going to meet any girls at NJIT." And I'm like, "What do you mean by that?" Right? He's like, "The only way you're going to meet girls is if you go down to the frat." So I was like, "I'm not a frat guy. I don't want anything to do with that." Friday
You
night,
kind of come off as a frat guy. I'm not gonna lie, John. I see a frat guy in Desi.
it's funny
I
because
see you doing keg stands
it's
for
funny
I
sure.
definitely see him doing keg stands.
here comes the story, right? So Thursday night comes around. Me and my best friend from college, Steve, we went out the night before, and I felt like crap the next day, right? So I ended up pledging a frat, okay? I go to this frat. So I go down to this frat, right? I'm about to leave, and as soon as I leave, or as soon as I go towards the door, an entire sorority full of girls comes in. And I'm
Oh,
like,
couple
well, I'm
girls.
staying now. You know?
Yeah, get up, brother. You were ready to abandon ship.
Yeah, so I saw Liz, and I'll tell you what, we've literally been together since that day,
I believe it.
September 17th, 2007. I still remember it like it was yesterday, dude.
I
And
love it.
she's
Yeah,
the reason why I'm where I'm at, man.
I love that, man. And Liz is great. I got to meet her. We got to talking a couple of times at the rink when I was doing photo work. She's awesome. She's awesome, and it's incredible. It's incredible the support that you have throughout that. But that kind of takes us into like playing in the U, and obviously we got to hear from John. But why don't you talk a little bit about like your time spent in the U, and then we're going to transition over to the gut check segment.
Yeah, so I love the UAHL. Like after I took some time off to get like my police career going, go to get that all going, and I knew I wanted to go back into hockey. And I was playing men's leagues. I was up in Flemington. Shout out to my boy Cade Weebles. He would come out, dude. He was our dispatcher. Hadn't played hockey in like 10 years, and the dude just was funny as hell to play with. But the leagues were all mixed up. And then with John, I met John. I was out there with my Sacred Heart crap. Probably looked like I played for the Red Wings or like a cherry or something, And he had me come out. And this is where I'm going to get into I got to start to play with the Warriors, and I wanted to just really quick. I have the roster. All right, I want to give some shout outs because Pedro, Gunny,
What up, bro?
these two guys run the team. They love hockey. They took me in with open arms. John allowed me to play. They could have told me to buzz off. There's a reason why I drive an hour to come down and play with these guys. I feel bad because I might have to miss the game Thursday because I have a game.
I feel you. I come an hour and 20 to play with the boys, man.
Yeah,
I come an hour and 20 to come see the boys, and an hour and 25 from Hollydale.
Dude, my boy Devin, I'm one of my best friends. He sort of playing over.
I know Dev. Dev's awesome.
Yeah,
No, he's the enemy this week.
Yeah,
he ain't boys.
So I'm going to go through it really quick.
Watch your mouth. Breaking news. Devin. Public enemy one on the Trip and Puck show.
I was taught to do this. So shout out to Evan, Brandon, Brian, Chris, Jimmy, Joe, John, Katie, Mike, Pedro, Cliff, Jason, Paul Fisher. I almost said me. Kurt, Drew, James, Carl. Carl, man, I love that dude. Chuck, Tyler, and if I didn't mention you, I'm really sorry, because I tried my best. And shout out to Meatball, Al, and Nick, and Zach.
The entire UAHL roster, Desi is sending you a shout out.
Yes. Shout out to Moonshine, too, for allowing me to play with them. Yeah. Those guys are cool, but I'm a dad bod for life, of course.
I love it, brother.
And, I don't plan on ever leaving the Warriors. I love this team. I love John, and it's, I love you, Frankie, and I love the UAHL.
Love you too, brother. A lot of love. And speaking of love, our main man, Rain City's finest, Brad Shuck still checks in. What a beautiful throuple.
Brad,
man.
I'm mad at Brad. He told me I was his favorite.
Saw the thread. I saw
the thread. Yeah. Little slut. Got my hopes up. I thought
Brad's video, he has a save of me on a goal line, and he goes, "It's the greatest save I've ever had." And it was literally on the goal line. And I'm telling you, dude, I like Shuckster a lot because you know what? These guys make it fun, man. Like the UAHL makes it fun.
They do. There's not a lot of places that we can get away with doing that shit. Because I throw obviously Brad's been an influence with me with wanting to get my content going. He's helped me tremendously. There's not a lot of leagues that would allow it. And that's one of the things I love about the U is that. And yeah, I mean, it's a great league. I got to meet some of my closest friends. It's funny because everybody always thinks that Santora and I met through the U. Well, we actually did some work together with Play Hockey. So I actually know Santora outside of the playing in the U League. We just got a lot closer from that, and he's helped me tremendously with officiating and reffing. So a little shout out to my main man Santora. But he literally is the U. There's no certain high end goaltenders like Hoodie one, Brad, who's another. I throw Carroll in the mix. I throw Santora in the mix. some solid players, some solid teams, and so. I want to dive into gut check now, and obviously one of our favorite segments that we like to do because then we're gonna focus on talking about the event. Our gut check segment is, of course, always brought to you by Grove Wellness Center. Looking for acupuncture and other related help? Make sure you check out Grove Wellness on social media. I recently got acupuncture done for the first time. Was incredibly nervous, but they made me feel very comfortable about it. Yeah, so make sure you check them out. So, Johnny, baby, you remember the gut check? 5 random questions that we like to ask. Desi, same to you. I'm going to let you guys know which one's going to go first. So the next person may have an extra little minute or two, but first thing that comes right off the top of our head. Johnny, we're going to start off with you on this one. All right.
Oh man. All right.
Do you have a catchphrase, and what is it? Like, if you make a big save, is there something you're shouting back out there? Like, yeah, like something you like to say, or not?
No, I'm pretty quiet. I'm usually yelling at my defenseman to get out of my way. That's probably all you'll hear from me.
Get out of his way. That's his catchphrase. Get out of my way. Desi, how about you? Anything you were saying out there?
Yeah, some guy will just come up and try to poke check me, and I'll say no, and then I'll go around them. I used to do that all the time in Flemington. Shout out to Reeble again because he knows, and it is what it is, man.
It is. It is what it is. We got to keep the gut check going, and this is a rapid fire. Desi, this one's for you. First player that comes to your head. Okay, the player that you idolized growing up. First one that comes to your head. What is it?
Theo Fleury.
Who is it?
Theo Fleury, man, right on the wall back
Theo
here.
Fleury. There you go. Hoodie. How about you?
Brodeur.
Montan Brodeur. 2 great choices. I love that. Hoodie, we're going to transition over to you now for this next one. Funniest moment you've ever had on the ice, and then Desi, you're next. Hoodie, you're up first.
I don't have one. Not one coming to my head.
Think about it for a minute. We'll hop over to Desi.
Oh my God.
Desi, funniest moment that's ever happened to you on the ice. What's the first one that comes to mind?
Yeah, I was playing with my boy Reeble again, and I go to him. I say, if I score a hat trick, I'm going to put 2 6-milligram Zins in my mouth and see what happens, dude. I toe tracked this guy and scored, and he goes, oh, and he's like, I don't know if he fell. Just the way it went down was ridiculous. And shout out to my boy Steve Shepard too, my best friend from NJIT. He's awesome.
I love that. Well said. I think I don't have a funny moment. I mean, just like I've had like crowds. Well, no, one of my funniest moments on the ice was probably the last All-Star game when I won the year before. I won the shootout competition, and then I came back to defend the title. And when I came out with a crown, and I've never heard so many boos in a rink. Everybody booed me, and it was kind of like that little villain moment I had. That was probably one of the funniest moments I've had.
Humongous out there, dude. It was.
I was just, and I got literally stonewalled. Like it was terrible.
Shout out to Alan.
Shout out to Alan. Alan, wherever the hell you are. Shout out to you. I should have the list for you. I could have ran the credits for you and just all the people that you want to thank. Desi, this next one's for you. And then we'll go over to you. People name their cars. Do you name your Twig? You got a name for the stick?
Yeah, it's the same as my firearms. Ralph.
Ralph. Ralph. Hoodie. You ever name any of your equipment?
No. I'll go with the name brand Warrior.
Warrior.
There you go.
Warrior. I love it. Now this one's a little fun one, and Hoodie, we'll start off with you. This is our superhero one. If you could pick a superpower that Desi has on the ice, what would it be? And Desi, you're going to give one to John. Johnny, start us off.
So superpower that Desi has that I want? Is that
that he has on the ice. Like if you could pick a superpower that he shows that he has on the ice, what do you think it would be?
Being faster than Cheetah on cocaine. He's just flying.
Yes, I love it.
10 points. That my goal was to make sure he said that, so I got 10 points.
There you go.
I knew it was coming. Desi, how about you? One superpower that you think that Hoodie might have?
Hoodie's cat-like reflexes, man.
He's quick, dude.
Yeah, that's how
I don't know about that.
I do.
I've won a Hoodie games before.
Well, it was funny because Hoodie,
listen, you're still out there. I ref when I first started reffing. When I first started reffing, I reffed. Hoodie was one of the first games I reffed with.
Yeah.
Right after I think I had Brad on.
You reffed our game Frankie, when I had 5 breakaways in that one game against, what the hell was that team, Hoodie? It was the sheep hockey.
Yep. And you missed all 5.
I did. I actually did. And I was like, are you
I was just
kidding?
messing.
In my defense, I didn't feel good that day, but you know what? I was still happy.
Feel good that day. Get out of here! He didn't feel good that day.
I just remember coming up to you, Frank, because I had an issue with my helmet and I needed the game to be delayed.
Yeah.
And you were nice enough to grant it.
Well, you know that. Listen, I'm always here for you, brother. I'm always here for you.
I met Frankie at the Warriors that night. What the shit?
What did I do?
You come up to me and you're like, dude, you're exciting to watch. I was like, you were just my referee on the ice. And you saw me at my most famous, ask anybody, ask Katie, ask Pedro, Gunny.
Farms.
If we win, I go to the Royal Farms with the missus. I got to get my 2-piece chicken with the
I ended up running into Desi getting chicken after the game. I wrapped.
I burned like 2,000 calories in an hour, and I'm in like a caloric
you definitely do. You definitely do. I'm going to jump to some comments here. Santora checks in. Before Frankie tried wearing a yellow helmet to ref, we ran high-end international tourneys together. That's what Santora and I did. He also checks in. Hoodie's first training session at Spartan was pretty funny. Remember anything?
Oh, yeah. Well,
let's
got it on film, too. I'll tell 2 stories. The one was in roller hockey. They were shooting it from their side, like behind the net, and it was like a trickler. And I thought I was Brodora. I was going to play it. Well, my stick wasn't all the way down, and they scored. And it's traumatized me ever since. So if you see a floater on me, I'll go straight paddle down because I'm still have PTSD from that moment. And I was in 8th grade.
Making notes as we speak.
Yeah. Probably the easiest way to score me, just a trickler, and I think I'm Brodor or something and try and play. But
I was hoping during the shootout competition that I was going to be going up against like the goalies that were actually in, but I scored on the call though. I'll take that. But go ahead, give me another one of your stories before we transition.
So with Santora, we were doing, I think, shuffles to end out the session. It was an hour long. And right towards the end, I busted my ass. I fell. And he said he didn't record it, but then I see on Facebook a couple days later me falling. I'm like, what the hell? And then I couldn't find the video again. So, yeah. I mean, it happens. I'm a shitty skater.
I love it.
You're going to dominate Saturday, bro. You're going to dominate.
Well, speaking of dominating, let's transition in just to kind of like get the conversation started about the Camden County Warriors. And Hoodie, we'll start with you because I know that you had done some recruiting with our main man there. Tell us about it again. Refresh our memory from last time you were on, like how you got involved with the organization. And I know that you mentioned you kind of assisted getting Desi on there. Then Desi, we'll hear from you about joining as well. But we'll start off with Hoodie on this one.
So it was probably going on 5 years now. I had just gotten back, stationed back home after being gone for 10 years, not playing ice hockey for over 12 years. And I remember I wanted to get back into it, so I went to pure hockey to get a stick, skates, stuff like that. I started talking to the guys, said I was military and stuff like that, and they're like, "Well, there's a Warriors program that you can around here that is a hockey club and it's for military and stuff like that." Didn't know they were talking about the Flyer Warriors, which I'm not eligible for yet. So then they're like, "There's the Camden County Warriors." And it's made up of first responders, all that, and they do a lot of good stuff. So I tracked them down on Facebook, sent them a message, and they're like, "Yeah, come out to one of our beer league games." So first time playing in 12 years, I play for them. It was during COVID, so I couldn't even get changed in locker rooms, and we played the Otters. And this was 5 years ago. A bunch of 18-year-olds, their moms taking them to the rink and stuff. And I think we ended up losing like 9-7. I had like 55 shots and all, but we all drank in the beer, parking lot afterwards and kind of fell in love with that. So throughout the years, done checking for charity and other events for them. So this is actually my first year playing against the state troopers. I've been deployed or working the last 2 years, so I'm excited.
That's awesome, dude. I was happy as hell to hear. And just a quick shout out to Santora, who kind of told me about the event. and kind of helped me get involved along with you as well, Desi, you Hoodie, like kind of like and things have definitely steamrolled since then, and we'll get in more about that when we start talking about the event. But Desi, you also played with the Camden County Warriors. Kind of how did you get part of that club, and how's it been for you just playing with those boys?
Yeah, like John said, I was playing open hockey, and how John said it. I kind of I get going, man. And they definitely wanted me to go out, and he hooked me up with Pedro. And the
Okay.
first game, I wasn't gonna go, and then because I had something to do, and then I went, and then Pedro put me on defense, and I just was like, me on defense is like a dog chasing a car. Like I'll just get the puck and try to go all the way up the ice. Sorry to the goalies, and but I will come back. Like that is the thing. Like I will back check. I will go 300. Shout out to Legs and shout out to the other defensemen, Denny and all these guys.
Yeah.
But so yeah, I started playing with the men's league team, as like a spare, and then just stayed with it, man. Because when
Yeah.
I got into police work, I saw Hamilton PD playing this thing called the Ryan's Quest game against the firefighters, and I was like, I
Wow.
don't give a damn. That's got to be me. I'm gonna do it one day, no matter what. And to say that I'm actually doing it now with these guys, and shout out to PJ and Mike Disney that also run the team kind of behind the
Yeah.
scenes.
Yep.
People see them. They do so much work. This is like a family that like I've never
Yeah.
been so more proud to like be a part of. Like I like these guys more than like it's more organized than like a junior team, dude. Like we have like two separate teams now. We got dad pods, rusty dad pods, whatever, the upper dad pods, and then the Warriors,
Yeah.
and then splitting off. But these guys, they took me in, and it's like, they let me get out there and they let me play the game I like to play, man, which is fast. I just like playing one speed, dude. I don't really slow down.
On cocaine. I mean, we're flying around there, and it's great because it's such a good organization. Like you said, like I've gotten to know a lot of you guys from the U, and then just hearing more about it, and we'll start to transition into it. Just because of the importance of it, and that is the big game. I'm going to throw the flyer up here, just to mention it. October 5th, we are here. We are less than a week away.
It's our Stanley Cup,
Honeydale
man.
Ice Arena. We got tons of great things happening. I'm proud to announce that I'm going to be doing the photography at this event. I got a few baskets I donated. I got started having conversations with PJ, and we've had good conversations, and then he was nice enough to get me in touch with Jim. And Jim McCall's, who obviously his brother was the one that had passed away, and that's his brother Michael, and got to have great conversations with him. And I'm looking at my emails, and he actually just emailed me. We were talking earlier, so we have so many cool things. I'm so honored to be a part of something like this because hockey community and the mental health community are two things that I am heavily involved in. I've shared my struggles about like with my depression live on air before, and I have never have a problem doing it. And that's kind of what it's about. Is like you know, I'm so big on the Hockey Players Unite thing just because of the fact of like seeing like the hockey community like get together for something like this, and the Camden County Warriors, getting involved to do this is absolutely an incredible thing. Um, so just to kind of like talk a little bit about it, and we'll start off with you on this one first, Desi, and then we'll go into Johnny. Just the importance of this kind of game and like what it surrounds and the fun of it, and then after you're done, John, I want to hear from you as well.
Yeah, uh, mental health awareness, in law enforcement, it's a real thing, man, and that goes even for first responders and military. We have to kind of suck that in, and put it somewhere, and
Yeah.
it's just coming out. Like I think we're like 20 or 30 years where we need to be, with that kind of stuff,
Hmm.
because I tend to like playing with these guys and playing hockey. This is so easy. Like the life is just like incredible. So to be able to have a game where we raise awareness for the Michael McCausland Foundation, can you mind if I read this little paragraph, Frankie?
No, I'm okay with it. Yeah. So real quick, Desi's gonna read. It's a little letter that went out about this, and Desi's gonna read a little bit of it, and
Yeah,
he'll read a little paragraph of it, and I'll make sure that we put it out there towards the end as well. But go ahead, Desi.
yeah. The Michael R. McCausland Foundation was formed to support first responders and their families in times of need as they lost their loved one. Michael R. McCausland in 2021. Unfortunately, there is a stigma surrounding mental health and first responders, and as a team made up of first responders, mental health is a subject that is very near and dear to our organization. Our goal is to raise awareness and disseminate information out to the public sector. In partnering up with the Michael R. McCausland Foundation, the hope, ability, and determination to spread the seriousness of this epidemic that plagues so many families can be done. The ability to provide resources and positivity that show the better days are within the reach is an aspiration of ours. So the rest is about more like, the game and whatnot,
Yeah.
but that's what hits home. Like, we lost Trenton. We had, a suicide, not but last year. And,
Yeah.
these are people, family members, coworkers. We're all in this together.
Yeah.
So, it's tough, man. And it's tough because what do you learn in the military? What do you learn in police? What do you learn as a fireman, EMS? Is
Yeah.
one thing you keep is pride. And it's a very hard thing to let that guard down, and
Yeah, I
hockey
believe it.
players alike. We talked about it before the show. You got Roman Lyashenko and you got Derek
Mhm.
Hoover, two Rangers that, played in the National Hockey League. This stuff's a real thing. If I could play hockey and raise awareness for that, this is what it's all about. It's like, I have my name
Yeah,
on the
brother.
back. It
I gotta
doesn't
get me one of them shirts. I'll have to buy one this
absolutely.
weekend.
But yeah, I'm thrilled,
It's
and
beautiful.
I'll let John speak about it because he's probably smarter than I am.
Definitely.
I'm,
Let's hear
I'm
from you, man. I know this is your first time getting the chance to play in the tournament. How excited are you for this? And we've talked about this all fair plenty of times. And you like I said, you were one of my first people I've reached out to about this and like how I can get involved. And shout out to you as well for helping me get those contacts and start talking to people. You kind of directed me to Santora. Santora directed me to, another person. And then I talked to Desi and then he was able to direct me. So without all three of you guys, I don't know how I would have been able to get involved. So I definitely appreciate you being my first initial contact on this one. But talk to me a little bit about, man, from your standpoint, dude, just, like you said, this is your first time doing it, just, the meaning behind
right.
it and being the guy between the pipes, man.
So the meaning behind it, whether you're a cop, firefighter, military, we all have one thing in common. People call us when they're having their worst day, and we have to
Yeah.
see their worst days, and that takes a toll. And there's a stigma, like Desi was saying, that we're supposed to be strong and tough and just hold it in, not talk about it. It's a sign of weakness. So I
Yeah.
think having this chance to kind of spread light and show that hockey players, who are some of the toughest athletes out of all sports, can talk about it. Hopefully, we can reverse that trend and help future cases or people going through stuff realize that you don't have to keep it inside. So that's what it means to me to play in this charity game, because Desi's lost people, I've lost people, I'm sure you have. It's all hit us in one way or another. So it's something near and dear. And that just makes it all that more special that I can actually partake in the game.
I love it. I love it. And you're right, dude. Like it's all affected us. Like even hear my story about like suicide. Like I went through 2 suicide attempts in 3 years, and like so I know what that feeling is like. Sure, I'm not, military first responder, but it's just that male
Yeah.
stigma that men are supposed to just not talk about it. And you and I have talked about, and I've talked about it with both you guys off air. Like once I heard about this event, man, I was just so like when I relate to something, especially with hockey and mental health, like I'm so it's like I got to be a part of it because I just know that like I want to be able to help any way I can, whether it's a couple raffle baskets, whether it's being able to photograph the tournament for everybody, so everybody can have awesome pictures. And like I've been able to do pictures, I believe, of both you guys. And if I haven't, well, guess what? I will be this weekend. It's just it's and talking to PJ, we were on the phone for like an hour and a half, and he was sucking me in for good conversation. It was tough to get off the phone with them, and then I got to have the conversation with Mr. Jim, and he was incredible, and here we are, less than a week away, boys. And
Absolutely.
once again, I want to throw the flyer back up there, just so everybody knows.
Yeah.
This Saturday, October 5th, Hollydale Ice Arena. We got tons of pregame stuff starting at 3:30, puck drop at 5 o'clock with a ceremony, tons of great speakers. It's going to be kid friendly, 50-50 vendors, it's a $10 donation, which everything goes to the foundation. Definitely be here for this one. It's going to be an incredible incredible event. And I want to put a couple comments up there. Liz, thanks for checking in. Everyone come out and support. Rosemary, throw some hearts up there as Liz does. Yeah, just want to just mention that, and it's just super important just to build awareness around this kind of thing, because this is the third year from what I know, and hearing that it's gotten better and better every year. It's really, really, really incredible. It really, really is. So let me ask you on like a hockey level too. Have you guys ever? Do we know any of the New Jersey State Troopers guys, or do we know
Yeah,
do we know any of these cats?
we played them.
What's the deal with them?
We played them a couple weeks ago in the Checking for Charity tournament, and I don't
Oh,
know
really? Okay.
if they had like the guys that are going to play. We kind of got. I don't want to say we got smoked, but
You guys got hoodie though. You guys got hoodie this time. It's going to be a different ball game.
Yeah, and my boy Kevin, one of my
don't
best
put that on me.
Big team out there. So, they bring a good team. They have a big pool of guys. Yeah. They were pretty young last time. But we can hang with them, man. We got the speed. This lineup that we got to, shout out to Big Dan, Harvey, Billingsley, Frank, Costa, Viola, Matteo, like these guys, I didn't mention them. And, and Frank and Fisher and Carl. But this is a solid lineup, and
Frank, they don't mean me. I'm taking pictures. I will not be playing in this game.
I think we could win. I don't go into games to lose, Frankie, and I know Hoodie don't either.
I know that.
I can tell you one thing's for certain is we're gonna go effing hard, man. Like we want to have fun, and I have to tell myself, I'm like, Des, calm down. It's just for fun. And Hoodie probably tells himself it's not.
Maybe Liz cocaine.
Yes. When we get on the ice, when I get that music going and that puck drops, like even in the All-Star game, dude, like I'll go as hard and fast as it takes, whatever it takes to get the job done, and win the game, and we got good leadership. We got Pedro out there. We got Gunny out there leading the way. Like these guys, they give a shit, man. They give a damn about the calls. They give a damn about teammates, from the net minding, from the defense, all the way forward. We're going to get it done. I think I'm out there. I'll probably be out there when the puck drops. I was looking at the lineup. I can't really tell you. I don't know who's watching.
No, he's so pumped up, dude. I love it. He's got the strategy down.
Let's go, man. What the hell? This is our S Cootie, man. This is our Stanley Cup. This is why we do this crap. They've been talking about the McCausland game since like December. I
love it. I love it. And then we're here to plug it, man. And Liz checks in and said, Hood is the factor.
Hood's amazing. That's why.
Hood. They're calling to their hero.
And like I said, I'm so fortunate to have three. I mean, any one of those we could rotate out, whether it's Santura or Hood. Rico played in a tournament with us. He was really good too. And, we got some solid guys in the net, man. And not only are they solid, bro, they're just great people, man. And that's why I wanted to play on this team. Like, they're just good guys. And gals.
I love that.
We got some girls on our team too, and
I was unaware of that.
Yeah,
that's awesome. It was co-ed. That's incredible. I love that.
Cass comes out. She played on.
Cass from the Jags, right?
I believe so.
Yeah, she's. I got to talk to her before. We're working on getting her to come on the show, so I'm looking forward to seeing her. Her at the tournament.
Yeah, so it's like we're awesome. A tight family, and it's growing. I want to be there for years to come. And, I'm going to keep my ass in shape as old as, I don't care if I get older. I'm going to hang it up when I can't skate as fast as I can skate. That's it. When that ever happens, whenever happens.
That ain't never happening, dude. You fly around there. But once again, this weekend, Camden County Warriors versus New Jersey State Troopers live at Hollywood Ice Arena. We're going to start the transition out here. And I just want to, mention, like, make sure you come down to the event. It's going to be an incredible time. You'll be seeing me blasted everywhere. It's to prevent suicide awareness. It's not to prevent suicide awareness. I'm sorry, to prevent suicide. We want to build the awareness there, so that's my bad on that one. Sorry about that, boys. But I want to get everybody's final take. Just to kind of like one little last time before we transition. Now we're gonna start with you, Hoodie. Any kind of final thought you want to throw out there? Any kind of last minute mention or plug? By all means, please do so.
Yeah, we'll win this game if they score more goals than I let in. So just keep scoring those goals, Desi, and we should win.
1 + 1 is 2.
Yeah.
I
Now,
like
so
that.
Desi's the hyped up one. I'm more like just emotionless,
Eminent.
like the Kobe
Yours,
Bryant. Like the
yeah.
only good thing to come out of the New York Rangers, Mike Richter style.
Hey,
Um,
man. You know, he got it done. He got it done. You know,
he did, but he was like dead, like focused, locked in, not too high, not too low. So it'll be a good time, but I'll probably be there 2 hours early, stretching and put like Ortiz said earlier, half a jar of Tiger Bomb because I'm old. Try and make me have those cat like reflexes.
That's just him oiling up. He's just greasing up for the mirror shot because I'm probably going to come in the locker room and do some
I'll
locker
tell
room
you,
shots, you guys.
Get my good side.
Always,
John's
baby. Come
incredible.
on, I'm a photographer.
That's
Desi, let's
what
But
hear
yeah,
that's that's the one advantage, that I have as a forward is that because I used to play goalie in soccer, so I kind of have an idea of like that weird zone
it's
you have to go
totally
to.
different.
No, but it's
It's
like that
totally different.
like the mental thing is kind of there.
Oh,
Like
right.
the last man back. If we F up on the ice, okay, you can back check, take a man, as long as they don't score, nobody really gives a damn. In John's head, that's everything. So I know
Yeah.
I appreciate that. So I try to back check as hard as I can. Like I
Well,
said, I just want to say thanks to my mom and dad.
of
Liz's
course.
dad, people that have been there. My best friend Kevin, my one best friend Steve. That this is the reason. Liz is the reason I'm still playing. She got me a Sparks machine for my birthday. Like, it's unbelievable, man.
I saw that.
I'm thankful for you. I'm thankful for Hood. That's
Oh,
my
thank you,
team.
brother.
We're gonna go and we're gonna win this damn game, dude. Why?
Let's
Because
go,
we
boys.
the state police does. That's
I'm
that.
super pumped up.
Frankie. So the series is tied up 1-1 right now. The
Oh,
last year. So this is kind of like added more, I guess, level of yeah. So series is tied up right now.
I love that. So this is a biggie. Yeah, this is a biggie. And just
Yeah.
to get through a few of the comments here before we check out, Caitlin, hey, what's up, girl? And Big John Ortiz, Liz is the goat. Guys, I'm super pumped up for this. I got to thank you guys for coming on. It means a lot. And yeah, this Saturday, we're gonna be doing that, but we will have another special episode this week. On Thursday, we're going to have the one and only Santora, Brian Santora,
Oh
finally
boy.
coming on the show. He will be
The
coming on to
legend.
talk about the event. We're going to do a little one-on-one with him. I think that Bex will be a part of that. We'll be talking about a whole bunch of stuff, but we'll also be plugging the event. But that's going to do it for us here live on the Triple Bucks podcast. Make sure you follow us on social media. Make sure you check out the boys. Come to the event on Saturday. It's going to be a great cause. We're going to have tons of fun things. And thank you very much for checking in, guys. So take care.